What's good? What's good? The weather this week was phenomenal, and I've been working outside. I have a tan already started, tan line, and it's not even May yet. We've had an uncharacteristically beautiful April. So that means we're probably going to get a crap ton of rain in May. I'm calling it now. I think we'll be doing some jobs inside, hopefully. But anyways, I'm blessed. I'm thankful for the weather. It makes my living in the van situation nicer as well, because I can just go to a park and chill outside, and I'm not so just stuck inside. During the winters, it's just cold and dark and gray up here in the Pacific Northwest, and I literally felt like a caterpillar in a sense this last winter living in my van, because I'm in a metamorphosis phase of my personal life for growth and development, and I know that I've made a lot of progress. I still have work to do, but I'm really proud of the work that I've done so far. And so as the weather improves, my mentality is like way improving. I'm way less depressed and way less melancholy, and I'm motivated and excited, enthusiastic. However, I'm still stuck in the sense of trying to figure out how to make money. I'm not very good at making large sums of money, and the cost of living in the world today is crazy. I dream of land and a tractor and a family and some goats and some chickens. And I have to manifest that, and I have to work and I have to earn it, and I get it. So this metamorphosis phase I'm in, I'm likening it to my Diogenes phase in life. Diogenes was an ancient Greek philosopher, a cynic. He was one of the great cynics, very skeptical. He was known to live in he was essentially homeless. And he hung out with dogs a lot. That was he loved dogs for their way of just living in the moment all the time. They shit and pissed wherever, and he loved dogs. I love dogs. I volunteer with dogs when I have free time, and I'm very skeptical also. There's one particular story of a king that had heard of Diogenes and his way of just being present and living in the moment. And when the king approached him to talk to him, asking, good sir, they didn't say good sir back then. I don't know how they talked. But anyways, good sir, might I ask, some input on how you live so modestly yet seem so happy? And Diogenes you picture him laying down, looks up at the king and says, "You could move out of my sunlight." And essentially this is implying that, to be in the moment, just sit in nature and let the sun radiate on you and just be, you don't have to overcomplicate it. Although we do have to feed ourselves and sustain ourselves, and culture can be cool in some sense, interacting with other humans. He was misanthropic, so he didn't interact with a lot of humans, or rather, he was a bit of an outcast. I can relate to that as well, but I hope to actually form a strong sense of community around me. So to let me circle all of that to the video, how I can make money. One way I thought about is it's not making money, but it's saving money. I really enjoy hot food. I love cooked hot food. Living in my van, I don't have a great way to do that often, so I generally get teriyaki or something like a takeout. And I also yearn for connection and community. So I thought, what if I had a sign? I made a sign that said, "We'll talk philosophy for food," and then engage people, and when they engage me, say, "Yeah, let's go you can buy me a dinner and we can talk about whatever kind of philosophy you want." And it wouldn't be me trying to like lecture and teach. It would be me just talking. If they had a particular philosophy they liked and wanted to talk about, I would love to listen. I pretty much would just want to be trading conversation for food. I don't really want to ever charge money for any. If I ever get old, right, I want to be like Socrates. He's like one of my favorite philosophers. So I don't ever really want there to be a money thing with my love and passion and advocacy for philosophy. I would accept money for other things that I do, sort of my activism efforts, my No Division shirt. Check the link in the description below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, support me as we try to combat the ruling class. That's the best way to describe it, and their efforts to consolidate power and resources. And I'm going to pause real quick. That's connected in that during these conversations, I hope to raise some awareness to just how effed things are. I'm cynical, speaking of Diogenes and cynicism, I think more people need to be more cynical of the current paradigm. And so that would be my goal, to plant seeds of cynicism without it like fruitioning into nihilism, because that's like a slippery slope to be aware of. Don't get so cynical that you become nihilistic. And I think, anyways, okay. And so if I can not have to pay my own money to obtain hot food, that's a way that I've made money in a sense. I would be happy to trade conversation for food. I don't want to be like, I want to be a philosophy teacher. No. Philosophy should be free. Or rather, the philosophy I want to try to share with the world is going to be free. If someone else wants to charge, let them, whatever. Hack. Anyways, okay, let me wrap up the video. I just know I should be doing more with my life. I just don't know what. It's really, it takes up a lot of my bandwidth. What started this whole video actually was me driving and thinking to myself, man, I wish I read more. I wish I just had time to just sit and read. But my barriers for me personally are just like stress. I can't sit still. I'm so stressed. It's funny. Like I think it's like this deep biological sort of trigger within me that knows I do not have stable housing. I'm not procreating, so there's a stress there that's deep, that I would say is not even conscious. So there's this like subconscious stress that's taking up a lot of my bandwidth, and I hate it, because I wish I could just like sit for like and have 2 hours of time where I'm not stressed and I can just delve deeply into content. Because for me, reading, it's this beautiful thought experiment, because I see, like, the movie The Iron Man is a great sort of depiction. His Jarvis, that like AI assistant he has, that can like, he can manipulate the things with it and do all that's somewhat how my brain works, is that like I can see things literally. There's a visual component, but then also there's an auditory component. So like words can be running through my head at the same time that objects are being assembled and disassembled. And ideas are these objects. And so I can take an idea and sort of deconstruct and reconstruct and reconfigure and play with. And so when I read, I can read like one paragraph and I'll spend 10 minutes thinking about it and doing that thought exercise. And I love that. I'm so stressed that my body is like, okay, are you hunting or are you resting? It's hunt or rest is kind of this mode I'm in. And hunting is the metaphor for like work. So even right now I'm parked in a Home Depot parking lot because I'm going to pay a bill and then try to do some delivery work, because it's like hunt or rest. Anyways, I'll end the video there. It rambled a lot, but I really appreciate it if you made it this far. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We're going to build the new Earth together, all of us. Much love.